Hello and welcome back to Club 2 Part 5 of our FM22 Journeyman, where we attempt to go from non-league football to winning the Champions League. So since you were last with me with Barnsley, we've played a few more matches and the form is still patchy, we'll say. We had a match against Birmingham in the league that finished in a 1-1 draw. We then beat Forest Green and Cardiff, and then since then we've had 3 losses and 2 draws. Not fantastic. We got 2 matches today though, which is a 4th round replay against Blackburn in the FA Cup and then the Championship match against Fulham. Since the last episode, we also finished off the January transfer window, and the end of that was slightly bizarre, we'll say. George Edmondson, we saw at the end of last episode, did have a bid received from Middlesbrough. He has ended up going to Middlesbrough because he wanted to leave, so not necessarily someone we wanted to let go, but 325,000 he's ended up going over. We did need to reduce our wage bill. I would have preferred it wasn't losing it on Edmondson because he was playing quite well in the heart of defence, but it was a player that wanted to go, so we've done that for the dynamics of the team. James Hilson as well, another one who had some potential. It's actually showing up less potential than it was at our club. He's gone over to Holstein Kiel, so I'm guessing in second league of Germany, maybe the non-league in Germany, but he's another one wanted to leave. This one I didn't really want to push through, but it ended up happening. He's gone to Norwich. Clark Odor, it is an unfortunate one because he's got Premiership potential. He had played some matches for us and he is playing some for Norwich, but 3.5 million, and again we needed a bit of money into the club in order to make this signing over here, which is Voldemir. We're going to call him Klimemchuk. I'm probably not pronouncing it properly. He's a Ukrainian striker. He's just scored his first goal for the club in our last match. So 2 appearances and a goal with a 7 rating so far and 1 player of the match as well. We can see his attributes are pretty decent. A 16 finishing, 15 first touch over there. A good acceleration, good agility, and lots of potential. So for an absolute steal at the moment of 675,000, we would have been hard pushed to find a player of this quality. And if we're having a look at his reports as well, potentially Premier League standard, I think he could definitely get there. We then started building for the future a little bit as well. We've brought in Andrei Zelchenko. I have brought in players that I cannot pronounce the name of. He's a goalkeeper. We brought in another Ukrainian one, which I didn't realise. We've brought him in from Shakhtar in Ukraine for 2.2 million. It's not actually what we've paid for him. There's lots of add-ons and stuff there. But again, if we're having a look at him potentially Premier League standard, we'd like to get him out on loan and get him a little bit of game time really, but I couldn't find any takers. We've got then Marcio Gonzalez. Marcio Gonzalez is Peruvian and a midfielder. 245,000 at the moment. Again, National League standard player, but potentially to be a very good Championship player, and already he's got some decent attributes like his 15 passing in there. Last signing we have got is Anderson. Anderson is Brazilian. So is he a Brazilian wonder kid? Maybe not a wonder kid. I don't know what he's actually considered at the moment, but he's a 1-star current ability poacher up front. He's got 15 finishing and 14 first touch. 125,000 for him, for a player that is not ready yet but could be Championship standard. So at the very least, we hopefully make a profit on these players. In the best case scenario, they become decent players for us and it saves us having to spend loads and loads of money to get them later. This is the lineup we're going to be using for the match against Blackburn though. It's Zingerl in goal. We've then got Williams, Batiste, Raw and Goodwin Malif over on the right. We've then got Palmer, Offaboro and Oakley Booth in midfield. Woodrow out on the left hand side, Bakuna out on the right hand side, and new boy Klimemchuk up front. Hopefully this team can go get a decent result against Blackburn. We're still playing reasonably well. We're doing that thing of we're not playing too badly but getting lots of draws. But we really do need to start getting some of those draws into 3-point wins. Even half of them and we'd be a lot higher up the league. We'd probably be in sort of the playoff positions. At the moment, obviously this match, a cup replay against Blackburn, and we led for a lot of that match before conceding late on. I don't know exactly what's happened there. It looks like we've given away a free kick and we've got the start of the highlight. Us just standing over a Blackburn man and we've just conceded. Gibbs White. We're less than 5 minutes gone already and we're 1-0 down. This team is so frustrating in all honesty. It really, really is. That's just poor from us. No pressing. And who's that just got caught completely out of position there? Offaboro. who should have been defending that, but then neither of our centre-backs were back there either, so I can't blame him too much. They are absolutely tearing us apart at the moment. We need to get control of that quickly. We've encouraged the team. We'll have to demand more from the team as well in a minute. We'll demand more now, try and get something out of this match, some sort of momentum going. Williams having a decent game at the back here. No one else looking too outstanding, and I think maybe we do drop back to cautious, which I know we're losing at the moment, but hopefully if we can get some sort of control on the game, then we can go back to a bit more of a positive mentality. But right now, we're just getting absolutely steamrolled. Just completely dismantled here by Blackburn, and once again, no highlights. I'd be okay if we get dismantled if occasionally we could actually show it, but we just seem to get no highlights whatsoever in these matches. One highlight in the first half and it's a goal for Blackburn, which is just ridiculous, really. Like, we need to be performing better here, but equally, can we have some entertainment, please? That'd be lovely, guys. I'm trying to make a video, and Goodwin Malif is just got injured, which is less than ideal. We'll bring on Callum Britton for him, perfectly capable there as a right back, and the team needs to start performing here, because dropping to a cautious mentality has made absolutely no difference. So we go back to a positive mentality. It's another free kick here for Blackburn. It's the second highlight of the match. We have managed to clear that one. It looks like it's going out for a throw. It is kept in by the Blackburn player, and now we have managed to get hold of the ball. Can we launch a counter-attack here? Palmer spraying that one in front of Woodrow to run onto. Woodrow holding that one up, back to Palmer. Palmer over to Offaboru now. Out to Britton. Can we make something of this one? Bakuna, it's been put out wide to Britton, across into the box, and it's not even on target. Kleimanchuk there getting his head to it, but no, he's really not a player. Do you really want getting his head to it? You want it played into his feet, really. We are changed our tactic now to be playing low crosses across the box rather than floating them in or having mixed crosses, because they just don't work. I've not seen him be very good with his head in the 3 matches or so he's played. We've got some tired players here, but equally we could just do with someone coming on and doing something. We'll bring on Izzy Brown, because he's played quite well when he has been on, regardless of, you know, who's better on star rating. And Oakley Booth isn't having a great match either, so we'll bring on Kohassi there. We'll give team talks to both of them. Trust you can make the difference, blah de blah, because I really, really need you guys to come on here and do something with this match. I mean, we've come back into it a little bit, going up to that positive mentality, but equally we've still only had the 2 highlights, which is, it's annoying. It's one of those that you put it on key highlights, because when you put it on extended highlights you seem to get absolutely shed loads of highlights, but then you put it on key highlights and you don't really seem to get very much at all. That's probably showing how rubbish our attacking emphasis is, though, because I've had matches on key highlights we get loads. This one, 2 highlights, both of them starting off with a free kick for Blackburn, and both of them we've managed to lose. We're not really doing very well as a team, in all honesty. We could and should be doing better, but that is going to be us out of the FA Cup. It does allow us to focus on the league, and maybe we'll have players that are a little bit less tired than they have been. Goodwin Malif there, injured, out for 3 weeks, less than ideal. We've got all of these players here, so Bakuna, Batista and Worrell, who all are very, very tired, and it's going to be something we have to deal with. We've obviously still got a lot of the season to go through. We're having a look at the league, which is the only thing we've got left to focus on. Then we are down in 18th. We are still massively clear at the moment. We're 13 points clear of the relegation drop, so I don't think we need to worry about that too much. But equally, it'd be nice to finish a bit more mid-table if we can, and finish the season on a high. We need to go and improve that. Let's try and do that against Fulham. Oh, I have never seen a team more in need of a week off. This team is completely broken, which does probably contribute to the reason we're getting no highlights, because they're all just tired. I mean, look at the fitness levels, and we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench because we got so many players out suspended and injured. But this is a team we're going to try and do something with against Fulham. We've got Zingerl in goal, Pearce, Kitching, Offaboru and Britton as our back 4, Palmer, Brown and Kohassi in midfield, Woodrow and Sarmiento behind, Bosniak up front. We'll go and try and do something. Let's have a look if we can do anything against Fulham. Like I said, we've become kind of draw specialists this season, which in all honesty, when you're trying to avoid relegation, draws are obviously a lot better than going on massive losing streaks. So I'm kind of happy with it. I just prefer that some of them were wins, which is kind of why we've brought in our new Ukrainian striker as well, is to try and convert some of those into wins, hopefully, rather than having them be all draws. If he can put the ball in the back of the net, a little bit more consistency. As we're seeing here, though, Fulham with a free kick. That was a weird one. It has been cleared, but not very, very far. And Fulham are still lurking around our box here, looking to get a cross in. Pierce is just, yeah, okay. That looked like a harsh decision, apparently. It was really funny on the graphics, though, because Pierce just looks like he absolutely bodied him, just like, nah, I'm done. Bosniak has managed to get the ball. He looks like he was brought down by a Fulham player as well. It's another free kick here. That one, I believe, hitting the crossbar as it's gone over. So Fulham getting closer and closer. We still are offering no attacking threat. But like I said, I'm kind of looking at it that potentially we are just so tired and so unfit as a team. It's going to be very much, I think, get through the rest of this season. We're currently in February, so we've got a few months left now. But get through this season, rebuild in the summer as much as we can. I've had a look at the budgets, though, and it's saying that obviously bare minimum budget, but we're looking at about 1.6 million as a transfer budget next season, which is 100% not going to be enough to rebuild this. And that is a fantastic goal by Ren Adelaide there for Fulham. I can't knock that one from outside the area. Good corner from them. It's been caught by Zingel or stopped by Zingel, but it's just fallen outside the area for Ren Adelaide there to absolutely wallop home into the top corner of the goal. We're yet to actually have a shot. I mean, I think I keep dropping the cautious because that is what was working before. I think maybe we just need to keep it on positive, and even when we're getting overrun, just leave it like it, because when we go to cautious, we offer no threat whatsoever. So may as well keep it on positive, because we get equally overrun either way, but at least when we're positive, we take the occasional chance ourselves as well. And maybe the team will eventually sort of learn that's the way to play football, and you need to actually be taking shots at goal occasionally to score. Instead of that, though, we're going to concede a second one here to Fulham. This season is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult indeed. I feel like we need, I don't want to say a completely new team. I don't think it's the tactic necessarily, because the 4-2-3-1 wasn't working. We switched to the 4-3-3. The 4-3-3 then works for a little bit, and now it seems to not be working again. All right, a lot of that could be down to just the amount of injuries we've got, the amount of fatigue we've got in the squad, and the amount of suspensions we've got as well. None of those things are helping, but I do think we need to be potentially, either we need to drop down a league and we need to be going into Sky Bet League 1 with Barnsley, which will give our team time to rebuild itself and time to come back a little bit stronger. But I think we're going to have to rebuild within the championship itself, and that might involve taking some risks of putting out players that maybe aren't quite ready yet, in order to have better squad depth and also give them some game time. That's Kohasi getting sent off. Kohasi's 100% getting sent off there. This is so hard to manage. Could it get any worse? What do we do at this point? I guess we put Palmer in here as the bottom box. Leave Brown. Oh, I mean, there we go. We'll do that. Palmer's better at tackling. And yeah, we'll make a couple of substitutions while we're here. We haven't made any yet. Joe Worrell can come on for Bora because he's on a yellow card. Oxley Booth can come on for Brown as that box-to-box midfielder. We will probably change striker as well, because I want to give our new player, whose name I'm never ever going to be remembering off the top of my head, I want to be giving him as much game time as possible. So we've hit the 75th minute mark. As soon as this highlight ends, we'll switch up our strikers as well. Not because I'm expecting now for him to go and get a goal, just because I want to give him game time. Woodrow here to Bosniak. Bosniak over to Palmer. When we've got the ball, we look all right most of the time. Worrell to Palmer to Britton again. Just very, very slow one-touch passing here, but we're not really advancing. We're not really doing anything with it. It's just kind of passing for passing's sake. Bosniak, I mean, this has been such a long build-up. It really does need a goal at the end of it, because we're acting like we've got all the time in the world. Oxley Booth through on goal here. Oxley Booth chips the goalkeeper. Oxley Booth pulls one back for Barnsley. I said it needed a goal at the end of it. I'm glad it did get a goal at the end of it. It took a little bit longer, that build-up, than I would have liked, though. But eventually, Britain, seeing the run of Oxley Booth, he's been phenomenal since we've decided to put him back in the team. Ideally, we should have had him from the start, really. Misjudgment on my part. Star ratings, not everything, because Oxy Booth has come in and been completely game-changing in a lot of matches. Kleimenchuk then going to be coming on up front, just to give him a little bit of time on the ball. 10 sort of minutes or so at the end of a match. Here he is, Kleimenchuk, with the ball at his feet. He's passed that one to Pierce. Pierce surging forward here, but he has been tackled, and that attack is just snuffed out before it even really starts. And now Fulham launching a counter-attack of their own. Muniz into the box here. It's been cut back, and that is goal number 3 for Fulham. Easy as you like. That started from our counter-attack. They've come back and counter-attacked our counter-attack. We are absolutely awful. This is very much a bit like, for me, the second season with Live Spartans, where it was very much a quick season on YouTube because I was just blasting through the games as quickly as I could. Because very quickly into the season, we realised that it wasn't overly enjoyable to watch or to play because you are just getting battered, and I can't sort of experiment with the team and see if we need better players or whether the formation works, because I literally never have my team at a full strength. So I don't really know, because we don't have them at full strength, how good we realistically are. In all honesty, it feels like the answer is probably not very. And now Kahasi, once again, we're appealed against the ban, but we probably won't get anything out of it. Kahasi is now out as well, so we've got another one suspended, which is just adding really to our selection problems. Less than ideal, but we need to plough on with the rest of the season and get through to the end of it and then rebuild from there. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like down the video as always, and hit the subscribe button. It's always really very much appreciated. Until next time though, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. But if you cannot wait until Thursday's episode for more content, have a look at this video next.